Right guys, we're back at BattlePlan for open invite night. There's Stephen and Ian, they've come down. Lucy is going to be playing some Age of Sigmar. We've got a couple of people building stuff and we've got a D&D game on the go. And today, I get to take just first ever time I'm playing him. He's a little bit camera shy though, so we'll let him off for that. But let's have a look through the armies. Here we go, the Beastclaw Raiders are back. I'm running Beastclaw Allegiance and the general today is going to be a Frostlord on Stonehorn. You'll notice I've got 3 heroes out and it's the first time I've ran 3 heroes on big beasts because this guy's finally painted. So he is going to take Everwinter's Master, which means I can re-roll the Everwinter table with being Beastclaw Allegiance. He is also going to be taking a relic from the realm of Akshi, which is the Thermal Cloak, I think it was called, which gives him an extra 4-inch movement and gives him fly, which is phenomenal. Really, really cool. I've then got 2 Huskguards, one on a Stonehorn for some chargy goodness, along with a pack of 4 Mournfangs, and then of course I've got a Thunder Husk for some healing and dish out some mortal wounds. Battle line, we've got 3 units of Mournfang. We've got a unit of 4 with full command, a unit of 2 with a Hornblower and pistol, and another unit of 2 with a Hornblower and pistol. Allies, we've got a Butcher. He does have a Cauldron. Apologies for not having the model. I have picked one up and he is getting painted. But I elected to spend my last 100 points on spells. So I've gone for the Cogs and the Geminids of Ulgaish. And that is 2,000 points exactly. So here we go, this is Justin's Vampires. Justin, you want to talk us through what you've got?
Right, for General, Coven Throw, she's got Mist Form, Biotransfers, and the Jade Diadem, Prince Valdrai, 5 Blood Knights, 5 Blood Knights, 5 Blood Knights.
Yep.
6 Vargheists.
Yep.
And 6 Spellbinds.
And that comes to 1940, you said?
1940, so I've got a Triumph Roll and an extra command point.
Awesome.
Start again.
Alright guys, so welcome back after deployment. The mission today is the better part of Valour, which is depending upon how long you control the objectives for, depending upon when you burn them, depends on how many points you score. So it's risky to keep hold of them, but you want to score the big points, of course. Now, Justin won the roll-off, and unsurprisingly, he finished deploying first because we both got 7 drops. So I've cunningly tried to deploy a couple of inches back from the 12-inch line, because I know that zombie dragon can move quick and the bats are quick moving as well. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Right, so Justin's hero phase, she cast Mystic Shield on them, and he cast Blood Fury, Quick Blood on himself, so that he can get +1 to hit and wound, which is very, very tasty because zombie dragons are not nice. And of course Justin has just done some shuffling this side and some shuffling over this side as well. Meanwhile, straight into my hero phase, I'm going to roll on the Everwinter table. That is reroll saves of a 1. It's handy, but I kind of want that free movement, Justin, so I think I'm going to re-roll it with my command trait. I get a 1, so I'm re-rolling failed saves on everything. The Butcher is going to eat from his pot. He rolls a 6, which would hurt enemies within 7 inches of him. There's nobody there. And then I will try to cast the Cogs. And that's the hero phase. So movement phase, this guy has ran, and he's only a few inches away from the bats now. These have also moved up. They're going to need an 11-inch charge to get up to there. But I have got, of course, the Hornblower in there, so I'll hopefully make it. Thunder Tusk's pulled to the side, just within range of this guy, and this Stonehorn ran 5 inches plus 16. That's a total of 21-inch movement, and these guys have come across to grab this. So with the Blood Vulture, I am actually going to pick the bats, so then Justin needs to pick another unit within 30 inches, so I'm guessing one of them. for them. So on a 1, 2, 3, the bats take a mortal wound. So the bats would take a mortal wound. Deathless minion, just 1 wound. Next up though, I am going to use Frost Weathered Ice from this guy. And you can absolutely guarantee I'm going to roll a 1 here, Justin, because I'm targeting your zombie dragon. So on a 2 up, 6 mortal wounds. Yep. So 6 deathless minions on the zombie dragon. Passes 1. And then my last shooting attack, the Blood Vulture, is going to pick the zombie dragon. And Justin would pick another unit there. So the Blood Vulture is going to target your zombie dragon, so then you have to pick another unit within 30 of him. Vargeist, so on a 1, 2, 3, the zombie dragon. Nope, so the Vargeist would take the mortal wound, which they take. Cool. So charge phase, this guy needs a 4, and he makes it. I need a 9 over here, so I needed that roll. That's a fail. I will spend my command point to re-roll it. There we go, that's the 10. So I'm actually going to go with the Stonehorn, the Huskard down here, and the reason I'm going to do that is because they've got 1 damage. They're going to hurt him more, I think, than the other Stonehorn, because I think he can survive a little bit. So, because I'm Beastclaw Raiders, I get to reroll 1s to wound when I charged, as well as the Everwinter table. So, my first lot of attacks will be the Huskard's punches and kicks, hitting on 3s, and wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s. There's 3 wounds, Justin. No rend. Yep, and then Deathless Minion. Just 1 apiece. Passes 1 wound from the punches and kicks. Next up though, I've got 6 attacks from the horns because I'm unwounded. I hit on 4s. Perfectly average. I now, however, wound on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That is 3, Justin, at -2 for 3 damage each. So that's 9 wounds. And then the last attack that I've got from him, D6, Crushing Hooves, 4. 3s to hit. 2s to wound, because I'm unwounded, re-rolling 1s. That is 3 at -1 for D3 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, Justin swinging back with a zombie dragon. Yep. Yep. -2, so I've got 5 up, re-rolling 1s. Was 4, wasn't it? Re-roll the 2 1s. What's the damage on this?
So that's 8.
What's the actual damage characteristic of the weapon? 2. So it was 1 apiece, so that's 4 wounds that you've done to me, because I halved the damage characteristic of the weapon.
More.
Yep. So on the more, you've got +1 to hit though, so do they still hit? And that's a wound. So 5 up, re-rolling 1s. Makes it. Sword-like claws. Right, so is that 1?
Yeah, but it's 3.
3 wounds. And the rend is -1 to 4. Reroll the 1. So 2 go through. It's 2 damage apiece, which means it's 1 damage apiece. So I've actually taken 6 wounds. That's not too bad. Yeah, I might be able to take this. So the Frost Lord is now going to swing back. Here we go. Frost Spear, 4 attacks, 3s. 2 miss. Wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound at -1, Justin, but it is 3 damage. And then we have 3 attacks with the punches and kicks. So 1 hit, 3s to wound. Reroll the 1 because I charged. 1 wound, no rend. Failed to save. And it's just 1 damage. Nope. So that's another wound done. Now, because I've taken 6 wounds, I now only have 4 attacks with the Stonehorn's horns. 4s, 2 hits. 3s, 2 wounds, -2. And that one's 3 damage. So 2 wounds go through. Guess what though? I've got 1 more attack. D6. 2 attacks with the hooves. 3s. 1 hit. I'm now only wounding on 3s. And that is at -1.
Yeah.
D3. 2. Very, very close though. So with the removal of the Vampire Lord, we move into turn 2. But who is going first? I roll a 5, just rolls a 1. I'm definitely going to be going first. So, everyone at the table, first of all. I get the reroll saves of a 1, but I'm going to reroll it for do mortal wounds if I'm within 3 inches, which I am not. So that doesn't help me this turn. He's going to cast the cogs. And he gets it on a 7, which means he's going to slow down time and cast another spell. And I'm going to go for Mystic Shield on my Frostlord. I do get it on a 7. Justin, is she within 30 inches to be able to deny? The Butcher here for Mystic Shield. So movement phase, the Huskard has pushed forward. He's now going to be within 18 of these guys, and of course he's got the Blood Vulture as well. These guys have pushed this way ever so slightly. I do need an 11-inch charge to make that, but with the Hornblower we might be able to do that. Whereas over this side, this Stonehorn has pushed forward. He's going to try and charge them Blood Knights, and the Mournfangs will hopefully go against the bats. But we do have some shooting to do. First of all, he is going to use his Frostweather dice, Justin, on them, because I haven't taken any damage on a 2+, it does 6 mortal wounds. So that's 6 mortal wounds. Next up, he's going to use the Blood Vulture. So I'm going to choose this unit, Justin. You pick a unit within 30. Them. So on a 1, 2, 3, they take the wound. On a 4, 5, 6, they do. So the Blood Knights take it. They are Blood Knights, aren't they? And then he will shoot his pistol, needing a 4, and he misses. Over this side, meanwhile, he is going to use his Blood Vulture on the Blood Knights. And then you get to pick another unit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 Blood Knights take the wound. So no, the bats would take it, but they've got their Deathless Minion. Fails, so that's 1 wound on them. And then he'll shoot his pistol. And he misses. Of course he misses. Charge phase. That Stonehorn is going to be charging them Blood Knights. And on a 5 he should make it in. Okay, so down here this guy does D6 mortal wounds for a 2 on the Blood Knight. So you've got your Deathless Minion on them. Nope. And then on a 6 these would do 1 each. Nope. And the Frostlord over there made his charge, so D6 on them for 1. So I'm going to activate my Huskard first. He's got 3 attacks with his punches and kicks, 3s. And 4s rerolling 1s because I charged. So just 1 wound, just no rend. Next up I have 6 attacks with my horns because I'm still unwounded. So I'm hitting on 4s. Wow, 4 hits. 3s to wound. Rerolling the 1 because I charged. So that's 3 -2. Have they not got a 3-up save?
4 up, 3 up against no rend.
Right. And that's 3 damage apiece, that's 6 wounds. And then I've got D6 with my Crushing Hooves for 2. I'm hitting on 3s, and I miss. And that's it. 3 Blood Knights versus the Frostlord. And what's the rend on this? -1, so I've got 4. He's got Mystic Shield to reroll 1s. And what's the damage?
1.
Just 1. That's 4 wounds taken. One wound. Failed. Mystic Shield. Failed. So that's another single wound done. Is that everything? Okay, so I'll go back here with the 2 Mournfangs. I hit on 4s. Wound on 3s. It's -1 and 3 damage. And then Justin's going to get the swing back with these ones. So down here, the Frostlord just about managed to kill those couple of Blood Knights, just overkilling them by only 2 wounds. The Deathless Minion not in effect because of the Zombie Dragon no longer being there. Just managed to put 2 wounds on this guy as well, so it's starting to eat away. I don't know what these can do. I think, you know, they're probably going to eat them for breakfast. Possibly. The 2 damage base though, aren't there? So you would only be doing 1 wound per swing, but still. Hero phase. So in the hero phase, Justin tried to cast Beguile on the Stonehorn and he failed, and he used her once per game reroll and then rolled a 3. So that is potentially going to cost him daily. But command ability used on both of these to allow reroll hits, wounds and saves of a 1. Not a bad command ability. Over here though, Justin's elected to stay out of combat with the Frost Lord because he can get 4 of them within 6 inches of the objective, which means he can potentially burn it this turn and stop me from getting it in subsequent turns. But the Blood Knights down that side retreated. So no shooting, just straight into charges. Yep, they make it in. And we'll come back with Justin's attacks in a second. So Justin's going with the Coven Throw on first.
So we've got the Predatory Bite.
Hits. Wounds. No rend.
No rend.
Fail me save.
1.
Does the 1 damage, which means he's taken 3 now. Keep track of that over here. Next, a lot of attacks. All hit. 3s to wound. Ouch. -1. So the 4s fail. I can no, I haven't got my reroll saves on at the minute. So you actually do 3 wounds there because of 1 damage apiece. So I've took 6 altogether. And then next up we've got. Yep. And then 3s again. 6 saves. No rend. So I take 2 more, means I've taken 8 wounds. And then the horses. So fishing for 5s, but at least re-rolling the 1s. Right. Is that instead of the damage, is it? Right. 1 more normal 4+, which I pass, but then the 2 mortal wounds, I need to check as to whether or not it actually takes 2 individual mortal wounds, or whether or not, because of the ability, it still halves. 9 wounds dealt out to the Stonehorn now. Now the 1 Mournfang's going to get attacked back, hitting on 4s. Yay. And then the Tusks hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds at -1, Justin. Are you within range for Deathless Minion? No. No, just 1. Just the 1. This is where I get the feeling that these Blood Knights now might chomp through me Mournfangs. Look at the dice.
3s and 3s, reroll 1.
Yep. Lots and lots of hits.
3s, reroll 1. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13.
Right, I've got 5 dice here. So 5s. So I've just took 5. I passed 1. 10. Wow. So I failed. How many was it? 13 altogether. And I failed 5. I passed another 2, so I failed 6. But it's 2 damage apiece. Awesome. And then lots of attacks now from the horses. Rerolling the 1s. 3. No end. I fail all 3. 1 damage apiece. So yeah, 2.5 Mournfangs took out in one fell swoop from the Blood Knight charging in. I was going to remove the banner, but Justin reminded me that it's -1 bravery. So I'm bravery 5, and I lost 2 guys. I roll a 3, so that actually just works out. The reason I left the banner is if I did roll the 6, at least I could re-roll it and take that because I've got no command points. Justin's going to burn both of these. Yep, so you've held them for, well, that for 1 turn, but that for 2. So he gets a couple of victory points for that. But who is going first on turn 3? And Justin wins tie, so he's going to go first, of course. Right, so Hero Fears Justin got off Beguile on Stonehorn, which means when she charges back in, she's not going to be able to take any damage from him, so Justin knows that he can attack with her last. If needs be. He tried to run these guys up with that objective, rolled a 1 and spent a command point to auto a 6. And these guys have come this way to potentially charge back in, which means I'm probably going to lose that flank. And possibly, if they go in first, Justin could potentially attack with them first. He doesn't have too many wounds left. He's got 8 remaining. It's not that many to get through. And then, of course, he knows that she is safe from the Stonehorn. So no shooting. Let's see what he does with the charges. Okay, so charge phase. The Blood Knights have gone in down here, and the Throne has as well. But he's decided to gamble. Justin's chucked everything in with the Varg heists. So do these do mortal wounds? No. But they've got a lot of attacks and a low arm half and damage. I reckon Justin can still probably get through. He's got 8 wounds to get through. What are you rerolling the 1s for?
For the bloodline.
Right. Yeah.
The triumph, I'm going to probably use about.
Oh, you triumph for reroll wounds depending on what you get here. You wound on 3s? 4 fails? Yep. Oh, no.
12,
Right, well, he's 12. Is it -1? So I've got 4 rerolling 1s. So that does 3 wounds. But then I've got 2 more saves to make, which fail. So you've done 5 wounds, Justin. Actually leaves him on 5 remaining. No, it doesn't. Leaves him on 3. So he's nearly dead. I, unsurprisingly, will go back with the Mournfangs over here. So 4s, 2 hits, 3s. And I didn't charge, so I can't re-roll them. I then get the Mournfangs Tusks. 4s, and then 3s. 1 at -1. 1 damage, yeah, so you get your... I was going to say disgusting resilience. So, basically, you get... I can't attack with him. So you get your free pick now, basically. So I reckon you probably take them Mournfangs out. There's only 9 wounds there between them. Okay, so Blood Knights. 3s to wound, was it? Six, 7. -1. 5 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 go through. 5 D3. Yeah, they're dead. There's 9. So I'll go back with the Frostlord on Stonehorn. I've got 4 attacks with my spear. 1 miss. And then to wound, that's 3 wounds at -1, Justin. And each one is 3 damage. So that's 9. I've then got 3 attacks from my punches and kicks. 3s. And 3s. So 2, no rend. Yep, and then I've only got 3 wounds left, so I've got 3 attacks with my horns now. 1 hit, 3s, -2, 3 damage. 13. I've still got 1 more attack. D6 with my crushing hooves. 5. So I'm hitting on 3s, 4 hits, but because I'm so wounded, I'm only wounded on 4s. 2 wounds at -1, D3 each. So that's 3 more total. And unsurprisingly, the throne with all them 1 damage weapons managed to take out the Stonehorn. So I've lost all them, I need to remove them. I got very lucky with my saves here. Very, very lucky indeed. And there's 2 guys left there. Justin's automatically going to pass Battle Shock. But yeah, there's no objective there at least. And I'm presuming, are you keeping this one now that it's safe? Because all my models are gone. So Justin regains control of that one. But yeah, that's going to leave it into my turn. And I've only got them left and a severely wounded Stonehorn. So Hero Phase, I rolled a 1 for my reroll saves for my Allegiance abilities. Now re-rolled it and rolled a 6. And unfortunately then didn't roll a 6 against those Vargheists. So they're staying safe. The Butcher managed to get off Mystic Shield on these guys. And even if I'd used my +2-inch movement from the cogs, couldn't have made the charge in against these. It was just too far. So I've decided to play a little bit defensively instead and come back over this way. So the Thunder Tusk has moved forward, however. So the shooting, he is now going to shoot the Frostweather Dice straight at the Vargheists. So that's 6 mortal wounds on the Vargheists. And then, I don't know if I mentioned, his Butcher Pot was +1 to hit on them, and the Huskard failed to heal the Frostlord. So we'll just go straight back with the attacks on the Frostlord, straight against that Vargheist. 3s. 3s. 1 at -1, Justin, it was 3 damage. And that kills him, does it? Yeah. So that was turn 3, wasn't it? Decided not to burn that one because Justin is controlling both of these and he's already on 3 points, so I put myself ahead by burning this one with 4. Who goes first for turn 4 though, Justin? I roll a 3. Justin rolls a 2. Right, so it is only the beginning of turn 4 and Justin's just realised that even if he goes first, he's not going to be able to win. The reason he can't is because he scored 2 points for this objective and 1 for that. I scored 4 for burning this then. He's not going to be able to take this from me by the end of the game. I think had he killed the Frostlord and the Vargheist is still alive, he might have been able to get across. But that is going to score me 8 points, plus 4 gets me 12. Justin had 3, and the most he can get from these 2 objectives now is 8 points. So by some miracle, I've actually won by controlling objectives when I literally just plant the charge forward and do stuff. Me and Justin's just been having a discussion there as well that you know, the weight of damage against these guys, even with a little bit of rend, really hurt them. Of course, when the Stonehorn went in and wiped out that squad almost at that side, and the Stonehorn there at that side. Yeah, Justin says that the maneuverability and fast-paced movement of this army is really what hurts him. The weight of dice that these guys have with the multiple damage is phenomenal. You've seen what they did to the Mournfangs with a couple of re-rolls. So a very, very cool army, and a pleasure to play against Justin finally after 2 years. So please check out Battle Bunker, of course, on Facebook for all pre-orders, massive discounts on all sorts of products, not just Games Workshop. Check out the store as well, and of course all these battle mats are built by Justin. You've seen last week I played Ollie on this one, and you've seen me and Stephen play on this one previously. But yeah, come and check Facebook out, Battle Bunker Limited on there. I'll post links down below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure, and we will see you again soon.